Hello again, everybody. This is Rocket Rick J18, and today I want to talk to you about some pickups that I have made in the last, week or so, week to 10 days. And nothing really dramatic, but a couple of sets that I'm working on. I've got a couple cards from one of those sets, and it's the some common cards. One is the 1939 or 1940 rather play ball set, and here's I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this because I want to say Merrill Hodge, like the football player, but it's Myril, so I'll say Merrill Hoag, Hoag. And Merrill was an outfielder for the St. Louis Browns. And the card number is 52. So that's Merrill Hoag. And the next card that I have is a fella named Henry Harold Pippin, otherwise known as Cotton Pippin. And he was a pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. And this is card number 136 in the 1940 play ball set. So, very slowly and gradually accumulating cards in this set. Traditionally, I wouldn't tell anybody I was working on this set. Number one, because I really didn't have very many people to tell. But number two, I don't have many cards in it yet. And I usually waited until I had, maybe not a half, but say in the range of a third or a fourth, something like a significant amount. So anyway, that's Cotton Pippin. So those are the two 1940 play balls that I have. And I ran across, in doing some, what I like to call a basement find, except that I found these in my basement. So this is a article that appeared in the newspaper back in 1989 with the famous Billy Ripken FF card. It's the 1989 Fleer, card number 619, and it appeared with an obscenity written on the handle of the barrel, the knob of the barrel, and which you can see a little bit on this card, but you can't read it. On the actual card, you can read it, and it's pretty clear. So after a brief kerfuffle, Fleer decided the way that they would handle it would be they would scratch out the offending language, and so they did so, and then they issued the card with scribbles covering up the obscenity, and then later that was replaced with either a black box or, in a few cases, a white box. And the white box is very hard to find. When I checked this morning, there were none. There were two, actually. I'm not sure. I would say two, over $500 each. One of them, I think, was close to $750 for the white box. Now, the black box is pretty readily available, and so I've ordered one of those. And in the meantime, I have the scribbles. So. Plus, obviously, the original card. Then another project that I'm working on is to collect the variations in the 1962 set, of which there are many. The entire, I believe it's the second series, or maybe the third series, probably the third series, it has a green tint variation for each card in the series. So there's about 90 or so cards, 88 cards in the series, something like that. And so that's a lot of variations right there. And then there are some individual cards, both in that third series and in a couple other series, with variations. And this one is the 1962 Topps Los Angeles Angels team set. And if you look closely, you can see there are two circles in the picture frame, not part of the picture. Obviously, we don't have any floating heads in real life. But they are pictures that are included in this variation, and this is known as the insets, and this one is with the green tint. It is also available without the insets, with the green tint, without the green tint, with the incense, with the green tint, with the incense, without the green tint. So lots of variations in this particular set. And here's another one. This is the Hal Renniff in the portrait version and as number 139. So it's sometimes known as 139C, and it comes with one of the Babe Ruth pictures as 39A, and then a hands overhead or pitching pose for Hal Renniff, and that's card number 139B, and it is also card number 159 to further confuse things, which is the card number that Hal Renniff was supposed to have anyway. So that's the variations in the 1962 set. So I got a long ways to go on that one, but we continue to pursue that lofty goal. The next card, not really a card, actually it's a kind of a tattoo sticker type thing. 1961 Topps Magic Rub-Off New York Yankees from the Dave Berg basement collection. Blue Jacket 66 is for his dad's basement collection. So I already told you about my basement find for the day. And this is actually was an auction. There have been two so far. This is one of the cards that I got in the first auction from Dave's dad's basement collection. And here is the other card that I got in that same auction, and that is the Richie Allen 1966 card, number 80, and again from the basement collection from Dave Berg's dad. So I'm really happy to have those in the collection. They'll will always remind me of Blue Jacket 66 and his dad. Then these are cards which I have started to collect, and a shout out has to go out to Scott Maris, Stukes, as he's known in the community. And these are all exhibit cards, and this one is Yogi Berra, probably back to sometime in the early 50s. So that's a pretty young Yogi Berra there. Here's another 50s card. This one is Del Ennis, who was one of the original Whiz Kids from back in 1950. And sometime along in the intervening years, this card was issued, undoubtedly sometime in the 50s. The next card is Mickey Vernon, and Mickey was a batting champion from 1952, I believe, or 53, somewhere along in there. And he's the reason why Alan Flip Rosen, the Cleveland Indians third baseman, did not win a Triple Crown, because Mickey Vernon beat him out for the batting title by mere fractions of a thousandth of a point, assuming that, as they say, 350, that's .350 if you're be mathematically accurate. The next exhibit card I have is Earl Torgeson, who was I'm not really sure who this is because they've really decided to, they really try to, hide the insignia. But I believe Earl Torgeson was a St. Louis Cardinal in this particular set of cards. And here is Gus Zernial. I think that he's probably better known as one of the Washington Senators, as was Mickey Vernon. So that's what I have to show you today. So what does that make? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, a dozen cards. Plus you get a peek at the 1989 newspaper cutting of the Billy Ripken obscenity card. So have some fun with that or not. In any case, this is Rocket Rick J18 wishing that all your collecting dreams come true. And Rocket Rick J18 is over and out.